All right, and we're live. Yeah.
Oh, we are live right away.
Yep. Good evening, folks. Welcome to tonight's episode of Running Gun Podcast. I'm JPeeps. That's
I'm
Ace.
Ace.
That's Mr. Sassor right there joining us from SEC country in Knoxville.
Yes.
You lucky
That's
bastard. Lucky bastard. I'm going to get to kneel in one of these days. But aside from that, so good show this evening for y'all in store. College football's back this weekend. I know everybody here is excited. Can we all agree?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Dublin starts it off, or what's the exact first game?
Yeah, Dublin starts it off.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
What's the time difference there too? That's going to be like a crazy early game, isn't
4
it?
hours?
I think it's.
Give me a second. Let me just check it. World clock.
I know it's 12 o'clock our time. It's 12
Well, it's 1-2 right now in London. Dublin is also 1-0. Yeah, so it's. Hold on. 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. 5 hours.
5 hours ahead, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know why it's 5 hours? Because we also are back an hour still. Or we haven't come back an hour yet.
Well,
since
I'm in, it's kind of weird. Since I'm in Knoxville right now, and I'm like I live in Nashville, right? So it's like that is an hour difference by a long shot because I don't know where in Tennessee it divides that time zone. But I remember traveling and I was like, it feels later. And then next thing you know, my clock on my like dashboard, like in my car just hit noon and I was like, there it is.
What's up, Kev?
Anyways, with that being said, we have week 0 upon us. MEAC SWAC challenge this week. Also, as we mentioned, Dublin with FSU, Georgia Tech. I'm going to make sure I'm right on that, right?
We've also got Delaware State making, I think, honestly, what might be the longest trip for any HBCU out to the Hawaiian Islands.
Damn.
Yeah, what we'll talk about. It was interesting. Also, someone is getting a title vacated.
Ooh.
Yeah, I should have told y'all about that earlier. It just happened today. And it's pretty funny.
So who's getting the title vacated? We'll talk about that.
We'll talk about on the other side of the intro. So with that being said,
be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. There we go. Ran it all through. Run the intro. Let's get going.
Yes, sir. Sorry, not that one. I'm getting ahead of myself. Saving that one for Saturday.
Oh, no.
Hey, what's going on, guys? This is JP. This is the Bug.
This is JC.
This is Flash. This is Jimi Hendrix.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to.
And you're listening to the Run and Gun Podcast.
I have no idea where he is.
Can you see?
Remind me.
Whoa.
No.
You just
All I see is a black screen.
Yeah, black screen only. Oh.
Nope.
Disconnected. Disconnected again.
Nope. He's just not working right now. He'll figure it out. Anyways, remind me when we go back. I need to send some new videos on that. I didn't know we were redoing the intro. I got left out on that one, man.
Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oof.
That was so weird. That's
there we go.
In a row.
Oh, there you are.
That's so
there
weird.
There we go. His tech issues are solved now. Anyways.
So like probably some sort of host thing or something. I don't know.
It says my PC needs to be restarted, so I'll restart it after all this tonight.
Oof.
Yeah, I'll have my laptop in Atlanta, so no worries.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so let's go and dive into it. So what do y'all want to start with? Y'all want to start with the finding out who's getting their title
QB1?
vacated, or
Oh, we can do title vacated. I don't care.
okay? So how this works, funny enough, is so as we all know, you go back to the 2021 Celebration Bowl, right? Take you back. South Carolina State, Shaq Davis against Dion and Shador and Shiloh. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
So come to find out, South Carolina State had some ineligible players on that team. And the MEAC is trying to fight this as well as South Carolina State and say that, it's still our championship. We beat them outright. So right now, this title is about to get vacated. And funny enough, too, it's funny how everybody always tries to say, FAMU's always the school trying to claim titles. Everybody's always trying to claim a title. Even UCF does it. Folks in Florida are delusional, don't know what they're talking about. They're stupid. Speak of the devil. There are people in certain parts of Mississippi trying to claim this championship when you don't know how vacated titles work or vacated wins work. It means the game never happened. They take the title from South Carolina State. That does not mean the title goes to you now.
That's crazy.
Wait, what'd you say?
South Carolina. I said that's crazy. I feel for South Carolina State. I really do. But then it's also like Jackson State, y'all got your butts obliterated. Like
31-10.
Okay, it felt worse than that in the actual grand scheme of things. But yeah, they still got obliterated. 3 touchdowns.
We'll get into this next.
Yeah.
So don't leave that. I'm gonna be sure to bring that comment back. But
yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So I mean, dude, I'm like, where are we getting this from? That just because they got it vacated from them, it comes to us. No, that's not how this works. When it goes down in the record book, the game never happened.
That was what, 2022?
2020, 2021. 2022 was the NC Central game. Hayden Hagler dropped the ball in the end zone, tight end.
Oh yeah. So let's say this. So when you're looking on Wikipedia now on 2021 Celebration Bowl, they'll just have a blank.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how to sum it up.
Even on the Celebration Bowl's website, it'll just be blank. It'll just be vacated. So
I feel bad for them though. Ineligible player stuff. That's always like.
Yeah, and then you got to think too. It's not just the Celebration Bowl. It could be more games.
Oof.
How many more games did South Carolina State get away with that with?
Well, that's also on the MEAC's fault, or not just the MEAC, but FCS or whoever is in charge of all that. That's their fault for not keeping an eye on all that until 3 years later.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, you got to think about it. Sometimes that's how these things happen. Like, look at Miami with Nevin Shapiro. How long until that got out? You know what I mean?
I don't know. When you see it like that, right? What makes somebody 3 years later say, "Oh, let's go check their ineligibility and stuff, or their eligibility requirements for the whole team 3 years later"?
Somebody rats. That's the other thing that could have happened too. Somebody rats because they're not happy, because they're probably thinking, "Man, I should have played. I wish I could have played. So and so played, because he didn't even have his books and stuff." Hey, sometimes it goes down like that.
That'd be funny if in college football 25, if they had stuff like that, like ineligibility issues.
Dude, they used to have that. Funny enough, they used to have that in the video game. Back in the old NCAA games,
it's still there. It's still there, and
it's still there.
It's still there. Well, no, it's not like if you build
I know you have to be eligible. I know that they have to have the guys eligible to play and all that. But I'm saying where it has situations like this. You know what I mean?
No, it's more of a stat. It's more like a stat chart, and you have your GPA. So it's like if you fail your classes, You're just ineligible to do a bowl game or ineligible to play games. I really want to get college football 25. Sorry, just that's a side
You're
note.
good.
But
You're good. So the other thing too is that happened yesterday. Yeah, it happened yesterday. So FAMU named a starting quarterback. So FAMU officially formally announced Daniel Richardson will be getting the start Saturday for this offense. It was a down to the wire battle. I know Ace is going to sit here and say, "I told you so." So Ace, go ahead. And tell us
pretty much exactly.
Because Ace said, "Go ahead and tell him the story, Ace. Tell him how you knew before he even stepped foot, before he even took a snap, he was going to start. Go ahead, and tell us. Tell us how you knew."
It's not even like a story. It's just, bro. I was like, you see the competition, bro. I'm gonna be real. I never thought Junior Meritovich was gonna win it. As bad as that sounds, I really don't think he was gonna win it from the get go. And then like Austin Hooker, very young still, kind of raw, and he's probably develop a little more. So that's why I was like, when you saw Daniel Richardson transfer in, you're like, they're going to probably run an offense similar to what USF ran with Quentin Flowers, with him as an undersized, mobile, but also a good arm quarterback. And it's like, the man put up numbers against the FBS, not like he was a scrub or anything like that. So it's like, you take those three things, put it all together, you're like, it comes down to FAMU was trying to run the young gun and try to ride out the rougher waves with him, even though he has more upside than Daniel Richardson, or take steady guy now, and if he doesn't do good, you go with the young gun and try to rock it out later on after he develops some more.
Fair assessment. And I know, honestly, a lot of people are going to point to the 10 interceptions that he threw at Florida Atlantic. I mean, it's like he had what? He averaged one a game, but if you look at it too, it's like I question. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't go back and look at every single game and every single offensive snap, but you have to wonder when did the interceptions come? How did they come? Was it on him? Was it a wrong route by a receiver? Was it a missed block that forced him off of his spot? There's so many factors at play. It's not always just oh, he just threw it blindly into traffic, or he's just on the run and he just
score watching. Yeah. There's more to that.
Yeah, exactly. It's a lot of factors at play there. So it's like you can't really judge. Now this weekend we're gonna see it for sure. If he's still that, we're gonna know. We're gonna see it firsthand. If it's like, okay, like damn, he was obviously open downfield, or the check down was obviously right there, but he just threw it blindly into traffic into 3-man coverage, then okay, that's a problem. But if it's like, okay, missed block here or there, or running back didn't pick up a blitzing edge rusher or linebacker, that's another thing. So he's like, you can't really blame him for that. That's a collective effort thing. So again, we'll see. It's anyway. Bring that comment back to Ace.
All right, we'll get into that one first and then to the second one.
So yeah, it's looking like Stars are lining up for another title run again. Norfolk State and South Carolina State. I wonder what happens, what or if something happens with Miami and Troy. Honestly, as of now, I still think they don't win either one. I think
they're not winning the Miami game. The Troy one, it's like 75-25 that they lose. So like they have a 25% chance of winning at best.
Yeah, no.
And that's if like Troy comes in saying that's a shoe-in win kind of thing.
Yeah.
And they get caught.
Troy's got a lot of turnover with what they've got. But again, still, that team, every time that FAMU's gone in there to play them, ironically enough, Troy's coming off of some type of 11-win season. Like the last time FAMU went in there, it was 2018. Troy was coming off of a Sun Belt title, I believe. And I think they had just upset LSU the season prior. Now you're coming off another 11-2 season with Troy, and they lost by 7 to Duke the year prior. So I find it hard right now to give FAMU upsets in those two spots. Again, I've been wrong before. We're not saying we're geniuses. Is the Troy percentage higher than it was with USF?
Like I'm assuming it means win percentage, like chance of winning.
Yeah, it means win percentage.
Yeah, I would say maybe, probably.
I'd say it's probably I would
Because
say
I'm gonna be real, the Sun Belt is not like I think like the AAC is more of a difficult conference than the Sun Belt is. So if you take competition levels between the two of them, like kind of
honestly,
it can be argued.
Yeah. You got a point there. It's gonna be nerve wracking for me. My family plays Troy, and it's both my family's school. I'm Troy.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
It really is, dude. How do you think? That's actually no. I've never had that feeling before. Well, I guess I've had that feeling recently.
USF.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you. Well, no,
you probably care about USF like that because USF was trash with Jeff Sott while you were there. Or no, you were there with what, Charlie Strong. You were at USF with Charlie Strong. Crap, that's even worse.
I was like that. I was torn when FAMU played UCF. I'll say that.
Bro, how you more torn when they play UCF than USF when you went to USF? Damn, that's crazy.
I say
that's crazy.
I say this because you know my policy. Personally, if you've given money to the school, you're entitled to root for whoever you want to root for.
I didn't know why you're giving money to UCF, but okay.
My sister got a mass doctorate from there. My sister got her doctorate from there. So that's why I'm like, okay, my money went to UCF. So,
well, not your money, but okay, bet.
My family's money went to UCF.
All right. Anyways, North Carolina Central cheating, Delaware State, Mr. Fight.
South Carolina State cheated, but I mean, hell, honestly, it probably wouldn't surprise me if North Carolina Central was cheating either. But I mean, yeah, I'm glad FAMU's no longer in that conference. Honestly, from a financial standpoint, and that was the other thing too. Yeah, Delaware State missed their flight. They were supposed to leave out of JFK in New York at 10 p.m. last night.
Oh,
they missed, or no, I think it was 10 a.m. yesterday. 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. It was one of the two. All I know is they missed the flight. They eventually left. Actually, I think I have it here. Let me see. Because someone was saying, where is it?
Give me a minute there.
Yeah.
I'm just messing up. But yeah, Norfolk 24-10. So Adrian's got Norfolk winning, or he has FAMU winning 24. I don't know.
I'm sure he has FAMU winning.
That's what I hope.
Yeah.
I mean, unless something really goes off the rails for FAMU to lose 24-10, like
I don't think
that happened. Like, if that happened, let's just say that it did happen. That week, did it? I don't think they played week 1, did they?
That week 1 matchup against South Carolina State gets really interesting if they lose, which I don't think they will.
If they drop those first 2 games, like you're gonna see a quarterback change.
Yeah, you're gonna see a quarterback change, and you're staring 0-4 in the face leading into conference play. But again, I'm never being optimistic and say that doesn't. I think you get to conference play at 2-2. Plus, you got bye weeks at favorable points in the season as well. So I think they should be fine. But the other thing too is, what do we know about Norfolk State starter Jalen Daniels? Not that Jalen Daniels from Kansas. This is another.
Actually, when I first saw that, I did think it was that one. I'm like, wait, let me check my brain back again. I'm like, it might be a third one. Because it's a Jaden Daniels, a Jaylon Daniels, a Jalen Daniels.
Yeah, this is where it starts. That for me, that's where it starts to get confusing because I'm like, their name, all the names sound so similar, and I'm just like,
yeah, it gets messy. So out of Garden City Community College, he had 1,282 yards, 9 TD passes, and then at the previous junior college he was at, he had 7 TD passes. So and plus he is a dual threat. He can run the ball. He can pass. But again, like Kev from Tally mentioned about a couple days ago, it's community college defense is not FCS defenses. Community college defenses are not D1 defenses. So whatever he's been doing, the game speed, I'm sure, will be a lot faster. Now, I will say there are some dogs on that level. But what he's about to walk into this weekend is It's a different monster. So I will say, I hope he's ready for what he's going to see.
Yeah, and it's not like FAMU. They pretty much revamped the secondary and the transfer portal and recruiting. So
Yeah.
the dog's gonna be back. Just
Yeah.
gotta keep an eye out. The storm clouds, I should say, are back. They're just rolling in.
Yeah, and it's like honestly too, if even if it does get to the point where which I've begged and pleaded for this for like the last 2 years, and seemed like it was never utilized, but a spy. If you have a linebacker that's fast enough to spy this kid, or even if you have to like drop a DB into the box to spy this kid, you surgical with a deep ball, but won't be a DT defensive basis. He throws more picks than TDs. Yeah. See?
So basically, he's Anthony Richardson.
Bro, stop.
Walmart Anthony Richardson.
Jesus.
Bro, we'll get into that. We're gonna get into that when we get to the NFL. But remember what I said? What, 2 years ago? I think it was. It was 2 years ago. I said Jaden Daniels is Nordstrom and Anthony Richardson is Walmart. Jaden Daniels is the bougie. Anthony Richardson. Just saying.
Wow. So
You're not wrong.
one thing I will say is
FAMU 24-13. Hey, that's a valid one. I can see that.
Yeah.
24-10, 24-13. I can see it.
Fair. That's fair. Now, what I will say as far as like what to expect this weekend, I would expect, Norfolk State's a team that doesn't really run the ball well. And Colsey mentioned in his coaches show Monday night, Bo Somerset is going to get a lot of reps. He will start with the ones. Kelvin Dean's the receiving back out of the backfield. And then also, too, at the same time, you have Thad Franklin, who's kind of stepping into that Terrell Jennings role, who's a Miami transfer. He's like the power back. So I expect another three-headed monster that can kind of wear you down. Because it's like, you pound, you pound, you pound, you pound. Probably take some shots here and there. And then you probably bring in Kelvin Dean, Bo Somerset, and Thad Franklin in the end to pound away. Like, who wants to tackle those guys in the fourth quarter? That's what it's going to come down to. Ultimately. Mm-hmm. So I would expect a run heavy approach. If you can get out of this game without really showing your hand, which you don't really want to in week 0, that's a huge win.
Ideal.
Yeah. Exactly. And I think that's what likely will happen, which is why the 24-13, 21 type 10 score makes a little bit of sense to me. Just, it's one of those things where you kick their ass and you get out and you have a strong showing to start the season off, make everybody feel good about themselves. Because, again, I don't think Norfolk State's a good tackling defense. They have the experience coming back. They have a couple second team and first team MEAC guys. But, again, that didn't mean a damn thing if you ain't been working on tackling.
That's all valid.
Yeah. Now, 2 more things before we get out of here. Well, one more thing. There's a huge contract coming up, and I guess this will kind of lead us into the NFL. There's a huge contract for one former FAMU player because he is in his contract year with the Dallas Cowboys. Can anybody take a guess at who that is?
We all know who it is. Number 14.
Yes.
Marquise Bell. Yeah, he's going to get paid. The man's been a demon in training camp from what I've seen. No, that's not anything new. Pass coverage looks actually better. And I believe he's actually more or less playing linebacker now.
Oh,
he's that sub linebacker kind of guy. But that's basically right where we said he should be playing back in 21 or whatever year it was. Keep him in that box. Just let him smack people across the middle. A little bit of man. He's going to be a tackle machine. Man's going to get paid like a linebacker, and that's not bad. Linebacker pay is actually not that far off from safety pay anyway.
Funny enough, guys, A's actually called this all those years ago. Those many moons ago.
Yeah, that was fun.
Because I was thinking to myself, I'm like, you know what? Like, he'd be a really tall safety. He's filling in for Jaron Kearse and stuff. And now Jaron Kearse is that free agent guy that, like, he couldn't seem to get past. They finally got past him. And then I guess slightly ate his way out of his position. Now he's a linebacker. Now he's
Yeah, we saw that. I saw that coming. This is basically what Jamal Adams is. Well,
oh yeah.
more or less now, yeah. But not like Jamal Adams. He's more physical. Marquise is more finesse, but he's still gonna tackle you like a dog. So it's all good.
Oh yeah. It's
But
like I
speaking
said.
of former FAMU guys, or unless you want to keep talking about Marquise before I move on to the other FAMU guys who showed out this weekend.
All thing I was gonna say is Jerry Jones better pay Marquise Bell. If he doesn't,
You want to pay CD, but that's the whole conversation we're talking about in the NFL.
Amen. But go on.
All right, but yeah, other FAMU guys who showed up this week, Xavier Smith, man, he looked good for LA. I think he might be sneaking into that wide receiver 3-4 spot outside Cup Nakua. Like, they got DeMarcus Robinson. Tutu Atwell hasn't really shown much of anything in his time. Van Jefferson's already gone. That wide receiver 3 spot, man. I can't see why he can't take that spot and run with it.
I agree. That's what I told someone. I was like him, Nakua, and Cooper Cup.
He works like Cup works the underneath, Nakua works deep, and Xavier runs that kind of, how do I say this? Like, not necessarily Deebo Samuel role, but like you just use him as a chess piece all over the field in the slot. That'll just cause havoc.
No, I can see it. I can see it because it's like that's 3 guys you got to cover that are speedsters, speed demons, and don't let one of them get loose.
Yeah, you're cooked.
I may have to, if he does end up getting a starting spot, I may have to alter my fantasy team.
Anyways, another guy, Isaiah Land, had a sack this weekend in the preseason. It is preseason, so we can't overhype it. But, I mean, good sign of development for him. Beating guys straight off the edge, pretty easy. That's what you want to see from a guy like him. Especially not getting bulldozed by other offensive linemen, because his size probably is the reason he went undrafted, because he was more on the lighter side. Kind of reminds you of Harold Perkins to a lesser extent. Great pass rusher, but undersized to be an end. That's pretty much what Isaiah Land is. So, hey, if you find a spot in Indianapolis, their pass rushing group, they could use a little bit of bodies because, like, the offense, from what we've heard, not looking that great. I'm gonna be real. I know it's only it's only like joint practices and stuff like that, but man, when you see, actually, this takes us right over to the NFL part. Let's just keep rolling and switch the background.
You're gonna talk about Terrell Jennings.
Oh well, Terrell Jennings. I'm talking about this last week. Terrell Jennings didn't get much PT. I think he's already wrapped up one of the RB spots because he didn't get much PT on it. He had a catch for like 12 yards and 1 carry, so I don't know what that was all about because he was definitely the best runner in the week 1. So whatever.
Honestly, dude,
but yeah,
they just if they'd have left. Oh my God, what's his name?
But he fits Rod Mayo's style of play. He grinds you down. That's what Rod Mayo likes. So like, you guys know what I mean. Before that gets taken out of context when I think about it, saying that out loud. Anyways, yeah, he will wear you down like a bulldozer. So it'll work out for him, I think, in New England. If anything, he'll probably be a practice squad guy. Or I know a team that could use a running back because they're getting mad. The other one popped his hammy in the first play of the training camp, but I'll get into that later.
Who, the Saints?
Yeah. The man, 3rd round over A-Chain, and now you want to cut him because he got hurt? Really?
Oh,
and he was definitely way more talented than other guys you have on the roster, but whatever. Yeah, back to the Colts. You guys want to talk about it, Dalton? You want to do the Colts? Want to do the Colts now, or what do you guys want to do first on the NFL side?
You hit me with it, man.
Yeah.
All right, bet. Let's go. Okay, well, Raiders announcing Gardner Minshew as a starter. Like, okay, I don't expect much from the Raiders. We kind of saw that coming. Pro Bowler last year, but I mean, Indianapolis offense was looking decent last year. I don't know what's going on this year. Maybe it's that they're trying to make Anthony Richardson play more as a pocket passer, and he's showing you what he showed at Florida. He could throw it far, but intermediate, more advanced, complicated routes to beat zones and like more difficult disguised man coverages. struggling with that.
Mm.
Basically, what we saw at Florida. And now, to be fair, he was hurt most of last year, so he didn't get the reps he needed. So I won't bash him completely. He looked solid when he was there, but he was also doing most of his damage on the ground or on a deep ball. Basically, what he was doing at Florida.
Yeah.
But to survive in the NFL, you got to be able to do more than that.
I would agree. It's you know how I feel about Florida quarterbacks, but I'm trying to remain optimistic about Anthony Richardson. I need to see him in live games that matter before I make a judgment call.
I am holding out hope for them, saying, okay, maybe it's a type of situation where you're the practice isn't showing it, but he's a guy who balls out in the game. You know what I mean? Some guys are just not practice guys, more in-game guys.
Yeah.
Because when you look at Richardson, right, he's more of a, how do I say this, improviser.
Yeah.
He'll make a play happen on a scramble drill or something. That's kind of stuff you're not going to get in a practice. So, but you also, when you have a guy like Jonathan Taylor, the run game is fine, but the passing, you got to hit intermediate passes in the league across the middle. And if you can't read where the linebacker and safety are, you're going to be cooked. Although Derek Carr is in his 11th year and he can't do that. So, I don't know what I'm yapping about. Anyways, moving on. Y'all talk.
I mean, I feel like, okay, so yeah, the whole thing with Anthony Richardson, I feel like it's also going to boil down to how's he going to do in the conference? How's he going to stand out in the conference? Week 1, they play the Texans.
The division is the division.
Sorry, division. Yeah.
Yeah.
Words. I don't know what words are. Okay. So. I worked a long shift today, so. But yeah, no, I mean, that's how I feel. How is he going to do against the Texans? How's he going to do against the Colts? How's he going to fare against, the Jags? So.
Yeah, honestly, if he's got CJ Stroud week 1.
I mean, yeah,
I'm Will Anderson, DJ, and Derek Stingley on the defense to face week 1.
Derek Stingley, Will Anderson.
Texans and Colts week 1. I'm looking at Colts schedule, and then
D'Amico Ryans will have the defense ready.
Mm-hmm.
You know he's gonna go right at him. You know it.
That containment will be.
They actually play the Texans twice.
Well,
they're in the same division. We love you.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, I know.
Don's worn out.
He's had a long day at work, folks.
It's all good. It's understandable. Cut him some slack.
Yeah.
So the other thing that happened is, Brian Flores responded to Tua calling him out, and
that I definitely saw on the news. I was like,
I didn't see the call out. I know when Tua blasted, but I didn't see the call out though.
Yeah.
The clapback.
Yeah, Brian Flores responded. So we're gonna share this right here. Let me know when you see it.
Genuinely happy for some other things that you guys want to talk about, so I'll address those too. Specific to the comments that were made by Tua, I just want to say, look, I'm happy, genuinely happy, genuinely happy for the success that Tua's had, and I really wish him nothing but the best. And I think player relationships are very important to me. I think that's kind of the foundation of coaching. I got into coaching because I was impacted as a young guy by my high school coaches, my college coaches, going all the way to Pop Warner. I got into coaching because I want to make that same kind of impact, positive impact, pour it into young people, help them become, as KO says all the time, the best versions of themselves. And, that's really my goal always in coaching. So I wish nothing but the best to Tua. Really, more than anything, I'm just focused on the Vikings.
All right. That's enough of this, bro. I'm going to be real. That
was painful to watch.
That was painful.
It was painful.
Okay.
I don't know. It's like,
that's like when you're in kindergarten or first grade or some crap, right? And you
Yeah.
like you tease another kid and you're forced to say "I'm sorry" kind of crap. That's basically what that was,
Yeah.
Yeah.
bro. Like
It's a
I'm
lack- it's a-
genuinely happy for Tua's success. That was the best he could say, bro. You know, he was forced to say that, and I'm gonna be real. I did not even know he was in Minnesota. I thought he was in Pittsburgh for some reason.
I didn't know he was in Minnesota either. I was wondering what
I swore he was with Pittsburgh last year. I don't even know when he ended up in Minnesota.
I didn't even know he was in Pittsburgh. I know he
I
had
was
been,
like,
his name had been floating around for some jobs and stuff, but I didn't know that like he was in Minnesota. Like that's, I mean, kudos to him. He keeps a good agent because he's not out of a job. He's got some knowledge. He's doing something right. But yeah, he was definitely somebody in PR had to get him to say that, or people had to come into Jesus moment and was like, you know what, like.
nah, that was no coming to Jesus moment.
'Cause it's
I'm
like,
gonna be real. That was not. If it
Nah.
was like
he was
would've
struggling
said
to
way
like
better. He was
struggling to
trying just
keep
to
it.
say nice,
Yeah.
to keep it nice. I don't know what was that all about with him in Miami, because like I know they had issues between him and ownership on what the plan was. I think he didn't want to play Tua right away, and ownership wanted him to. Because remember, he had that whole lawsuit with them or whatever.
Yeah.
And he is like the kind of guy, I don't know how you say it, but he's kind of like an old head. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he is.
He's like an extreme old head.
Yeah.
And like young guys now, it's like they're just not built mentally like how guys in like the 2000s and the 90s were.
No.
Yeah, dude. Honestly,
I agree
those
with that. Yeah.
exist more. They just.
So
they
I mean,
don't-
like Tua's having his success. So who can say anything about Tua? Mike McDaniel working for him. So Tua got paid. Tua's great. Brian Flores, you better have that defense ready to go in Minnesota with Dallas Turner, because like your offense with Sam Darnold is going to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I know Ace here will have the Miami Dolphins and Tua ready.
Me, yeah. Took me a second. I got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Exactly.
still running on that Mike McDaniel joke. Dang.
Hey, look for all 48 of you that are watching, look at a picture of Mike McDaniel's and just look at Ace, and you can't tell me.
When I have my glasses on.
Yeah, like those two could be twins. They could be twins. Like you just see it.
All right.
So also to the Falcons, they shut down Penix for the rest of the preseason, and they added Justin and Simmons.
All right. For the Falcons, what the hell are they doing, bro? I'm gonna be dead ass. What are they doing? Like,
Go ahead. Let's talk about it.
bro, you pay a man coming off a torn Achilles, $188 million, bro. Guaranteed. That is more than Derek Carr and Daniel Jones, right? Now, granted, if he didn't get hurt, I would have gave him that. I wouldn't have no issues with that money. But the man's coming off a torn Achilles, right? Let's not read. The man is what, 36, 37? I have no idea how old Kirk Cousins is. Kirk Cousins is old as shit now, I feel like. I can't keep this straight. Anyways, so you paid him, right? And 3 or 4 weeks later, they go, huh?
He's 36.
Okay, that's what I thought. And you go and you take Michael Penix at the 8th overall pick, right? And you say, all right, we're going to develop Penix, even though he's already like 24, 23, which is on the older side for a rookie quarterback. But granted, that's because of the super senior COVID year and all that crap, right? We all understood that. So nothing on Penix. Penix balled out, well deserved at that 8th overall pick. Then you go and you say, all right, well, get him reps in the preseason. Like, that's the logical thing to do because you're going to sit him for the whole regular season anyway, right?
Mhm.
Oh, wait a minute. The man played 16 or a quarter and a half. Not even a quarter and a half. Shit, it's like a quarter and a quarter. And he only had 16 pass attempts, and you shut him down for the entire preseason saying, we've seen all we had. There are 3 reasons that happened. I will be real. One is the man outplayed Kirk Cousins in practice, and the team's like, you know that well, I got Banger on Twitter off of it, but the whole like RDC world where it's bruh, the backup, yeah, for your future backup kind of thing. Yeah.
Like
You
he
know
good,
that
but he
or a
better.
backup, he did, but he better be kind of thing. that's Kirk Cousins. Like, I mean, if the locker room had that type of thing going on, I could see, okay, we got to shut him down to avoid the QB controversy in the locker room. It's a new team, new head coach, new quarterbacks. It's not already like a Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love thing where it's a guy already set into the team and the culture is already set for him. It's not like that. There's two new guys coming into a new head coach, basically new culture they're trying to set there.
Yeah.
You can't be having a QB controversy within your team week 1. So that could potentially be it. Number 2, Kirk Cousins is still hurt, and they plan to start Michael Penix week 1. Or number 3, Michael Penix already outplayed Kirk Cousins, and the team's like, oh shit, we're gonna start him week 1. Forget we just paid Kirk Cousins $180 million and just eat that. And you trade Cousins back to the Vikings.
Which right now I'm sure they would accept that trade.
But then that's only for a year, and then Cousins figures out what he's gonna do next year.
He has the leverage if he balls out. If in a crazy setting, if he were to get traded back to Minnesota in these dire,
he has a no trade clause, so he could waive it to go back. That's all. That's why I said that.
He'd have the leverage. He would have the leverage.
So
Especially
I don't
if he
know
balls
what the hell
out.
the Falcons are thinking. Those are the only 3 I could think of.
Dude, honestly, there's been so much mixed emotions surrounding this whole thing because Kirk Cousins was already upset when he found out Penix was coming, and then there was seemed to be a misunderstanding amongst the higher ups about this whole thing with getting Penix, but you've already got Cousins. Like, I mean, we all saw Hard Knocks in the offseason with the Giants. Like, even the Giants kind of figured, like, you know, Atlanta's going to take a wide receiver here or somebody.
But the Giants could have took Penix if they wanted to, though. Let's be real.
Yeah, they could have.
If the Giants truly wanted to, they could have took Penix at 6. But they didn't. They could have took J.J. McCarthy at 6, but they took Malik Neighbors, which is a good pick in my opinion, so I have nothing against it, but you can't be like looking hindsight 2020 kind of thing on that.
Hey, we're going to find out week 1. You just hope that, like, they don't rush this with him and kind of stun him and stun his growth.
It's not even rush him, it's waste him, I think is more like it. You know what I mean? It's like, because I think Penix would be fine week 1. Because he's not, like, if you compare him and Bo Nix, right? Pro style ready, they're not much different. It's just the Michael Penix knees are what the issue was with him. If he didn't tear his knees in Indiana, he would have probably been like top 5 guaranteed lock.
Yeah.
So with him, it's don't waste his talent because you don't want to have a guy sitting there for a full year without even playing preseason and getting any reps.
No, I can get behind that. That makes sense. So
what are you thinking about the Falcons?
Hey, go ahead, Dalton.
Honestly, I mean, and who's the person that had like their torn Achilles, but they're recovered now? I mean,
Kirk Cousins.
I'm sorry, that's gonna be hard to like come back to as well. I mean, that's gonna be hard to even like play and come back to. So I don't know how improved you could say they are, but I'm sure, kind of like Minnesota, I'm sure they're just as in shambles too. And thinking, what else do we have left in the pocket? Because would you want to trade back? Maybe, yeah. Kirk could be thinking like, ooh, yeah, I could probably go back to Minnesota, but that would probably be hard too because he might still be bitter with them. I don't know.
But that's if the Falcons are willing to eat all that dead cap.
Yeah.
That I would only suggest a trade back if Atlanta is 100% sold top from bottom, ownership to coaching staff. Michael Penix is the guy of your future. You can start week 1. That is the only way I can see that happening.
And even with week 1 too, like I just saw that they were facing Steelers, and whether if you start Penix or whether if you start Kirk Cousins, I think that's going to be a dub for the Falcons.
Ooh.
Maybe.
That takes us right into the Pittsburgh quarterback controversy.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like that could be a toss-up, to be honest, but it could be.
Speaking of that controversy, I'm not a believer.
Believer of what?
I'm not a believer. Right. Well, I will say that I'm not a believer of Russell Wilson.
There you go. You gotta make it specific here because
Yeah.
that whole thing with Pittsburgh is, how do I say this? Interesting, to say the least, because Roger Jones, he looked rough in the preseason. And I don't know what the plan is with him and Fontenot, because you drafted two guys, offensive tackles, in the first round back-to-back years. And I don't know what your plan is with either of them, because, like, Broderick's definitely not healthy. The man got, like, a giant, like, 4-inch wrap on his elbow. And his arm is just like an anchor. He's trying to move around to pass protect. And when you look at Russell Wilson, the man's playing worse than he did in Denver, it felt like, watching him. Like, everything was either a 2-yard check down or he's holding it trying to make this deep play, and his offensive line, he just holds it too long, and the offensive line can't protect that long because it's not possible against freak athletes on the other side of the ball. He did have one good throw to Pickens to be nice, but like otherwise his time as the starter in that run, if you compared the how many drives Fields played with against the Texans, like 3 or 4 drives, I believe. Week 1, not week 2, week 1, when he had the aborted snaps. They didn't get that guy who was a center when Fields had the fumbling issues week 1. He did not play. Like, he didn't snap the ball or anything like that. This game, and there were no fumble snaps. So keep an eye on that. Then you watch Fields against Houston that first game. Man sliced and diced them until they got in the red zone, and the offensive line just fell apart. So it wasn't like Russell Wilson where it's punt, 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 and another punt.
I have more faith in Justin Fields.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that too. I'm with you on that comment. Yeah.
To me, honestly, and I try to tell people around here that this thing too. It's like I just personally, I just feel like Pete Carroll covered up a lot. The Legion of Boom did a lot.
They definitely covered up. Marshawn covered up a whole lot. Doug Baldwin was like always open.
Like, it's so much of that was like, and then plus it's like, I hate to knock a man for his marriage, but it's like I feel like him and Sierra, the sense of entitlement has like shot through the roof. Where it's like, I'm untouchable. I nobody can touch me. But yet you're sitting here.
Future's wife, and he said he's done. He won all he needed to do.
He has not reached that elite status. Yeah, you got a Super Bowl. You got one, but you haven't reached that elite status yet. Like, like a couple years ago, like I'm going back to like 2019 when I say this. I'm sure a lot of us sat here thinking like, man, what are the chances that one day we may see Russell Wilson and Patrick Mahomes square off in a Super Bowl? Now it's like I just don't foresee that ever happening. I have more faith that we'll see, jokingly, Derek Carr and Patrick
That's
Mahomes.
never happening either. That's never happening either.
No, those two I'm sorry. I think those two are going to retire in a couple years.
Fields and
Russell Wilson is what?
Carr
30?
And Wilson.
Sorry. Yeah. Russell is going to retire in like a couple years. Like, he's already what, 37, 38 or something?
He's same age as Kirk. They were in the same draft, 36, 37.
Russell Wilson's 35. He'll be 36 in November.
He just looks old.
Okay, so yeah. He's still old.
Yeah, he looks
He's still old as hell though. Anyways, me and Hendrix talked about it in the AFC North preseason breakdown. So we all agree Fields has higher upside, more potential, and probably would do better for Pittsburgh, right? So there are wide receivers. We have yet to see Roman Wilson play, and I think that would help a lot. But when you were watching that preseason game, them wide receivers weren't getting open, and when they did, they couldn't run the route properly and finish a deep play because they was literally hesitated at the top of the route and they missed time to jump, and that was a whole disaster. And Chris Carter had to go defend Justin Fields, who, by the way, is a Hall of Fame wide receiver, had to go say it because all national media were trying to bash Fields for the throw. When the Hall of Fame wide receiver said, that wide receiver screwed up that route. That's all I had to say about that part. But
Yeah.
also, it's like, if I'm Pittsburgh, you got to be calling San Francisco and saying, hey, we're going to up our offer to Ayuk, and we'll up our offer for that trade and make sure they go get that man. Because George Pickens cannot carry that offense. I'm going to be real. Pickens is a great wide receiver. That man is not a wide receiver alpha.
I don't even think he really was truly one at Georgia.
We said this like back in like 22. We kind of explained there's wide receiver ones and there's wide receiver alphas. Like
Yeah.
Julio Jones was an alpha. DeAndre Hopkins alpha. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Mike Evans was an alpha. Michael Thomas was an alpha.
Yeah.
AJ Brown's like a 1, but he's not like a complete alpha level guy.
He's trying, but Devontae Smith
He's
is
like
just-
okay, this is where an alpha has to be. Like AJ Brown's like right here, and then
Yeah.
this is where a guy like George Pickens would be like right here.
Yeah. Yeah. But Pittsburgh's always had that tough, gritty blocking wide receiver, which is what seeing how Pickens can be aggressive blocking, he's more of that.
Yeah,
So,
but like if you
he's
go
not-
get IU, he blocks out great enough already with San Francisco. You just got to go make sure you get him.
This is true.
All right, we have anything else to talk about with that? Like,
Well,
I don't
One
feel like we want to say-
thing I want to mention, I don't know if you guys saw this. I saw it a couple hours ago on ESPN or one of like the broadcast stations. They were talking about Tom Brady. Apparently, Tom Brady made a comment about saying it's a tragedy what NFL is doing
Oh.
with rookie quarterbacks.
Oh yeah, he
starting
said
them.
they're soft.
He says they should bench them or something. I'm like, oh no.
He's not wrong, but he said I
He's
saw
wrong,
that
though. He's not wrong. I was like, you know what? He's right though. He's right.
rookies, quarterbacks in college aren't prepared the same way they were prepared
As they
back
will
in
be,
2000s.
yeah, or as they
Yeah.
would be like even in the NFL starting.
I mean, we talked about this last week. Mahomes, great because he sat. If Mahomes played his first game in his first year, he would not be the same Mahomes we got now. I truly believe if Alex Smith didn't start that first year, he would not have been the same. Jordan Love would be a complete bust if he started his first year.
Yes.
That is 100% true.
Yeah. Sometimes
It's
it doesn't
like-
hurt to hold the clipboard to start out.
Which is why I think it'll work out for JJ McCarthy. Because now he's hurt and he's going to have to sit and hold the clipboard for a year.
Yeah.
And that would be even better for him.
Oh, 100%. Like,
Yep.
I mean, well, some guys are an exception. Joe Burrow.
Well, he was older and he was well prepared because he sat a long time in Ohio State.
Yeah, he did. Plus, he had Joe Grady at LSU. And then, who else? Like, I will say, I agree looking back on it. Jamison Mariota should not have started right away.
Mm-mm. Like, Kyler was kind of close, but Kyler, like, he had more talent to overcome what he had. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he was more polished also.
If I was him, I would
He
have took
sat
that
a little bit
baseball money.
behind Baker.
If I was him, I would have took the baseball money and played for the A's.
Well, he'll be in Vegas now.
Okay, let's do it. Let's do it. But it's like even Baker. I look at him now too. It's like he's doing better for himself now because of the fact that I think he's one of those guys. I think he's looking for someone to believe in him, and he's looking for a home. He just said recently, a couple of days ago, he's still not satisfied, even though he got the 3-year extension. So I think his drive is more so off of, seeing how Cleveland took him in and like rejected him and pushed him away, and how he got done dirty by one staff, and now he's here, and he's back with an OC that he knows and that he trusts, and he likes where he's at. He sees himself retiring here. So I think for Baker, it's not so much the fact that he needed to sit. I think he just needed someone to finally believe in him.
I think going with McVay for a little bit helped him a lot, though.
Oh yeah, that too.
McVay taught him some stuff that made him change his ways a little bit.
Yeah, and you see what it also did for Stafford. Stafford
he was putting up numbers, but he was never winning.
Yeah.
Now, but McVay taught him how to win.
Got him that ever elusive ring. The ever-elusive ring was his. Yeah, one last thing though before we do shift over to talking a little more college football. Harbaugh singing the praises of Justin Herbert. Even Peyton Manning said Justin Herbert was a top 5 guy.
He's not wrong. Herbert, when healthy, is, but the problem is he's never been healthy.
Now
because the Chargers O-line just stink. But Joe Alt should help. You got him. You got Rashawn Slater. That's a good start right there. Got Zion Johnson. Great start right there, too. Those 3 first-round picks on your offensive line. The wide receiver room is the issue, though. And the running back room, maybe. I am interested to see what J.K. Dobbins does coming off an Achilles injury and an ACL injury. I have no faith in Gus Edwards. He's just a bruiser, but he's never a bell cow kind of guy or a one.
Yeah.
But if Quentin Johnson learns how to track a deep ball, he'd be fine. If Vlad McConkey knows how to separate, he'd be fine, but he hasn't figured that one. Like, separating in SEC is different from separating in the NFL, so.
Give him time. I think
he'll be fine, I think.
Give him time.
Joshua Palmer is like a deep threat. He's not a wide receiver one, so don't even fool yourself with that Chargers or fantasy owners.
Thank you for letting me know that now.
Well, you never know. He might actually be good, but that might end terribly. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, on paper, he is the wide receiver one, so if he gets force-fed, like, what are you going to do about that?
After that whole synopsis of what I just heard, I feel like essentially the LA Chargers are like a C+ average team.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
C+, B-. I can see it, yeah.
It's like they're like average, but they need to be better, or maybe they just need to add depth, or maybe they just need to add like 1 or 2 key players.
Wide receiver.
Like you said, the wide receiver.
They need a wide receiver in the corner.
Their running backs. Their running backs decent, you know.
To me, it's like I just feel like
Chargers are still the Chargers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
Like I feel like overall, it's like it's like they're relevant, but they're not like a standout, you know.
And they've always been that way. They have always been that way. Like even
they have no fans. I feel bad for them. They're always second in their home.
They should never left San Diego.
Nope, but that's ownership right there. That's their fault.
Spanos family.
Honestly, all of California in general too, with all those teams that span across NFL, baseball, all of it. It's just like you have like 3 or 4 teams. Why? Because you have so many different fan bases. Teams. Why not?
Yeah.
You have so many different fan bases, and it's just like now you have 2 LA teams, like you said.
2 baseball teams. Is there 2 hockey teams, or just the Kings? I think in hockey.
The LA Kings.
LA Kings, San Jose Sharks, and the Anaheim.
Oh yeah, San Jose, but they're not in the same stadium. They're not in the same arena. San Jose is in a separate one. But otherwise, let's see. Basically, in the LA area, they have 2 hockey teams, 2 baseball teams, 2 football teams, 2 basketball teams, although the Clippers are moving out.
Yeah.
But you get the picture.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And folks, that's going to bring us to college football. Also, we got 58 minutes. We got about a couple minutes left before the Instagram feed shuts off. So if you are watching on Instagram, slowly start to make your way over to either Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter to continue to watch the rest of this. But with that being said now, so the money line has moved. So Florida State and Georgia Tech and Ireland, huge deal this weekend. The money line's moved. Florida State's now favored by 11. Last week they were favored by 12. The Noles have revealed their depth chart. I'm actually gonna come in here and try to find it for y'all real quick. Ace, keep going.
All right, Florida State coming in, got their depth chart. We all know DJ Uiagalelei is making his seminal debut for him, so shout out him. Might work out, you never know. Florida State though got RG3 fired in pieces career at ESPN. That was sad. Anyways, Florida State, I don't think they're going to be terrible. I think they'll beat the Gators when they do play. So it's not like all that I have to worry about. But here we go. Here, Roy Dell Williams won me a national. Well, he didn't win the national championship for college football 25. I won the national 20. I had like 300 yards and like 3 touchdowns. But anyways, Malik Benson at wide receiver. That's gonna be interesting. I don't know much about him, but also I didn't put this here. That wide receiver room is interesting. I'm gonna be real.
It is loaded. It is loaded.
2 seniors, actually 3 seniors. That's 2 redshirt seniors and a senior. A freshman in Elijah Moore and a sophomore in Nikeen Williams. It's kind of blurry. I can't tell.
So yeah, Hakeem Williams.
Nikeen Williams. All right, yeah. 6'1", 195, 6'1", 174. On the smaller side, that's Jalen Brown. Okay, yeah, redshirt freshman. He's actually good. In college football 25, he got press coverage. All you gotta do is throw it up to him, and he's coming down with that 10-yard separation. So I know he's good. But yeah, that wide receiver room is loaded.
It is. I would say
They're gonna be fine.
Yeah, dude, they'll be okay. You know, Marvin Jones Jr. He's the son of FSU legend Marvin Jones Sr. He transferred over from Georgia. Also, another name to keep an eye on too is that kid right there, Cam Davis, number 3, the freshman. He honestly, if I had to tell you now, he looks a lot like, and a lot of FSU fans will remember the name. He looks a lot like a smaller version of Greg Jones. He looks actually intimidating for a freshman. You would not believe that dude's 18.
Damn,
5'10", 224. That's a beast right there.
Dude,
I'm sorry. I'm also
Tank
looking
Man?
at the whole like offensive
Man's
line.
gear
That's
4 would be
that's
Tank
some,
Man. All right, bet.
that O line is looking pretty like
beefy.
beefy and
Bro, I
stacked.
see Richie Leonard the 4th, and for some reason my brain is thinking that bust Rick Leonard that the Saints took in the 4th round, so I don't trust him at all.
So,
But you know, if that's the brother, he might actually be good.
it's funny that you say that because a lot of Florida fans have been like grilling FSU over the fact that they're like, "Oh, Rich." It actually it sounded like a tweet that Ace would have made. Funny enough, someone was like, "Oh, they got Richie Leonard the 4th starting. They must they sorry." Like, yeah.
I wouldn't have said that, but all right. Yeah, this Florida State team, I don't know what the hell Paul Feinbaum was yapping about on ESPN. They're not going to be bad. Like, chill, you're behind out. You didn't have to fire RG3 over that.
Dude, honestly, they fired RG3 and Sam Ponder.
Wait, Sam Ponder too? Damn. Not Christian Ponder. No.
And you know that's why. She was fired as a casualty of war because that's Christian Ponder's wife. And as we know, Christian Ponder played football at FSU. He was the quarterback at Florida State when Tebow was the quarterback at Florida.
Okay, see that is something that's what I don't like about a lot of big businesses. It's so much politics in the hiring and firing of people. It's like if a top dog don't like you, you're gone. Yeah. And the top dog is always wrong in generally most cases.
Dude, honestly, I sat there and
it's just you got such small, fragile egos.
I sat there and listened to Paul Feinbaum say the Alabama dynasty was over, which some people will agree and say that.
They're not over.
Some people, and they think, and I don't know. I'm at that point when he said that, I was sitting here thinking to myself, I'm like, does Paul Feinbaum not like anybody? Does he like anybody? Does he like anybody?
Paul Feinbaum is at the age where, you know, old people, like some old people, not all, some old people are chill. He's like one of them old people who be like, they just be cranky and mad at everything. You know what I mean?
You know, yes.
He's at that stage of his life where he just doesn't like anything and he's cranky and he doesn't like young people at all. That's basically what he is at this point. I'm going to be real, ESPN, whatever. I'm saying it how it is. Man, he doesn't like it.
You're not wrong.
He's just hating for clicks at this point, and he gets mad when people call him out with facts.
Also, I'm going to show you guys a picture of Cam Davis here, just so y'all can see like what this
Let me see Tank Man
presence looks like.
I'm going to just call him Tank Man for the rest of the show.
So I'm going to upload this from the.
Oh yeah, that is 100% Tank Man.
Jesus.
Yeah, he's Tank Man, bro. I've seen enough.
I blow this picture up. Hold on. No, dang it. That wasn't supposed to happen.
I don't know why, but I look at him and I think bigger, buffer Frank Gore.
Yeah. Not even that. The man literally looks like G.I. Joe if you put like a life-size model in it.
Like I said, I don't want to tackle that guy.
No, I don't want to.
Nope.
I would not
But-
want to be on.
So yeah, so other week 0 matchups to watch for are as follows. So, well, hold on, let me bring this up real quick. Jeez, I'm getting old, getting too slow. Okay, so here we go. The other week 0 matchups that are being looked at, and we got a couple on the ACC network tomorrow night, 7 p.m. You have Western Carolina against NC State, Murray State against number 11 Missouri. You have Lindenwood against number 22 Kansas on ESPN Plus. Then you have Southern Utah against Utah. Friday night we got Temple in Oklahoma. Oh no, my bad. That's next Friday. And then of course Saturday you got basically the city of Tallahassee on full display with Florida State, Georgia Tech, and Ireland. And then of course the main event is FAMU and Norfolk State. Sure, there's other games too. Oh, Montana State and New Mexico.
Okay.
I'm actually rooting real hard for Montana State. Ace knows why.
I do.
And then- yeah, you do. Also to SMU and
Oh my god.
Wait, oh no! What is this about? Why Montana?
I don't.
Bruh,
The cesspool of New Mexico is not my kind space these days.
Bro, I'm gonna hop off here. Like, I need to compose myself. I'm done.
It's just isn't that bad?
I think you broke him. I think you broke
I
him.
might have. He's literally in tears. Look at him in the thing.
I can't.
He's
Wait, wait.
like in tears right now. You know what's funny? Hey. So you want to know what's even funnier about it? Montana State's favored by 11.5 right now. Bro, what's this? Jeez. This man. Oh, God. Look, we don't broke Ace.
You broke him.
We broke him.
I'm done, bro. Nah, that's the way.
Woo.
New Mexico. That's the inside thing. Y'all won't understand, but
Yeah, y'all want to. Yeah, that's a deep inside thing right there. Hey, don't worry. We'll tell you about it afterwards. Don't worry.
All good.
But
I need some alcohol after that, bro. That's hilarious.
But you know what I'm gonna say, Ace? I'm gonna take the over on the 11.5. I'm taking the over.
Montana State by 30, boys.
Exactly. 40. That's what I got to say.
Bro, that's actually hilarious.
That's all I have to say about that. Also, too, the other one, Hawaii and Delaware State is at literally midnight Saturday night.
Oh. Oh yeah, you were gonna go track back on that whole Delaware issue, and I found out what it was too. By the way.
Yeah. So basically, dude, I think they took like 4 different planes to get out to
They
Hawaii.
took either like 4 different planes, like you said. You said something about the JFK. That was the thing. Then I read something about there was bus issues, and then what? I guess the head coach, like, I don't know, did something, and then I guess that's what kind of like caused issues and miscommunication with like buses and traveling in general. So made them miss their flight.
Yeah. So
Just like a forehead moment, you know. Just like, geez.
So also, if you look at the payouts for this season too, so every game has a significant amount that everybody's getting paid. So with that game, it was never announced how much they're getting, but I know the travel expenses were covered for this. But if I had to guess, because I think Delaware State's filling in for somebody, because and just going based off of this, Northern Iowa is also playing Hawaii this year. They're getting $165,000 plus the travel expenses covered. I'm hoping that Delaware State's not going out there.
Yeah.
and only getting 165,000.
This day for the rest of the show, so suck it up. Yeah.
I couldn't stop. Like I tried to keep a straight face, and I saw it, and I was like, "What the?"
JP
Oh,
knows,
snap, I just saw that too. Bro.
Anyways, Hawaii probably. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Vanderbilt, so
Hawaii's favored by
It's-
39 in this game.
yeah, Hawaii's gonna win that game. There's not even much of a competition on that.
Yeah, no, it's
No.
not. It's not. It'll be good for those kids to get out and see out there and everything like that. It's again, I think
It's a good opportunity, but
yeah, this
Hawaii's
has to
gonna
be
win.
this has to be the furthest an HBCU's ever traveled to play a college football game.
That school, that program, they're probably like, "Mahalo, come out and party."
Delaware State, right? Yeah.
I'd be like, do we have to come back?
Yeah, I'll be like, "Do I need to go back? Like, can I just come and I want to go and see a game."
Sure, I'd not
I want to transfer here, that kind of thing. You're probably like, I want to transfer here.
Yeah.
Dude, hey, the thing is you transfer there and it's all nice and rainbows and
And to go back home.
And then, no, but then it's like you're on an island.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. So other thing too, basically, is Oklahoma State, they put QR codes on the back of their players' helmets. So this is like the next step in player payment. So basically, you can pay these guys as they make a play. So everybody's joking. Somebody joked and said they were going to they're going to pay money for Ollie Gordon to be able to afford an Uber every time he gets a first down. I love how Ace had to stop and think about that.
That's hilarious.
Ace, think about it.
I don't know how I feel about that. That's just really weird.
I don't know. The whole QR thing is like, what? People are going to stop the game, like pause the game and like scan the QR code on the back of the guy's helmet?
I mean, honestly, it's easy if the guy's on the sideline.
Yeah, on the sideline, yeah, but like,
you gotta think how many guys are gonna start just wearing their helmet on the sideline so they can make sure their QR codes get taken care of.
I just don't understand it. I'm for real. Boy, I'm still dead.
Look, all I got to say is go Bobcats. He's trying to hold it together, folks, but go Bobcats.
All right, moving on to other things in college football. We have anything else? Mike Gundy says we need to quit calling for money.
Yeah, so basically
Whatever.
saying what happened here was, and the story's right here. I'm pulling it up right now. He's telling players to stop asking for money. And so how it works is, I'm going to read it. There's Oklahoma State's coach Mike Gundy has had enough of the distractions that go along with this new era of college football. He basically said, the good news is the next 5 months we can just play football, Gundy said last week. There's no negotiating now. The portal's over. All the negotiations history, now we're playing football. The business side of what we do now, we have those conversations with the players. Tell your agent to quit calling us and asking for more money. It's non-negotiable now. It'll start again in December. So now we're able to direct ourselves just in football, and that's part of the fun. Gundy said...
He's not wrong.
Yeah, he's really not. Gundy should be excited about football, led by running back Ollie Gordon. The Cowboys are number 17 in the country. But in recent months, Gundy and other high-profile coaches have also been keeping tabs on the ever-changing landscape. The ACC, the Pac-12, and the SEC have all agreed in May to pay billions in damages to former and current college athletes who were denied the ability to earn money from their NIL dating back to 2016, which is interesting. A preliminary approval hearing in front of U.S. Judge Claudia Wilkin in Northern District of California has been scheduled for September 5th. As we adhere toward the NFL and players will have employment contracts, there's a whole line of things that are going to fall into place here for the next 4 to 6, 12 months, probably 18 months, Gundy said, according to the Oklahoman. If Wilkins signs off on the settlement and it stays close to what it's supposed to be, and then they weed through the Title IX, then they're going to weed through roster numbers and different things, then there will be some guidelines. Everything is new. It's kind of fascinating to me now. So basically saying if Wilkin approves the settlement, it would allow schools to directly pay players for the first time in the 100-plus history of college sports. And he said over the next 5.5 months, we can just play football, thankfully. This is what I've asked the staff to do and the players to do, is just to get out of the realm of all this stuff that's going on and just play football through January. After that, we can go back into it. Honestly, dude, he's a cool dude. I mean, people have their perceptions of him and stuff, you know, but he is truly he's a cool dude. He's real. He was a quarterback when Barry Sanders was playing there, like, and Thurman Thomas. But like, dude, he's one of those old school type of guys and stuff where it's like, you know, and me and Bella came up in and stuff around that time period. It's like, you know, you weren't thinking about getting paid. Like, no. I get it. These guys deserve to get paid.
Let them ball.
Yeah, but like at the same time too, it's like it was college football. Like, come on, like it's not about it's about the money right now, but at the same time too, it's like it's not about the money right now.
No,
you know what I mean? I know that in a crazy sense, some people are like, "What the hell is he saying?" But like, it's about the money, but it's not.
Yeah.
You gotta make money for you and your family, but sometimes you gotta go ball to make more money.
I feel like there should also be like even a better balance too, as far as between players, coaches, management, ownership, all that stuff. Because it's like,
yeah,
look at someone like Dabo Sweeney, who's like the highest paid coach right now. It's like that's ridiculous. Where's the rest of the money at too? For like, whether if it's like for scholarship money for players or for ownership or anything else. It's like where's the rest of that at?
Yeah,
you know,
no, really, it's like I get it. Like some of these coaches get paid. They get paid a crap load. Yeah. But honestly, too, it's like if you're a recruit, especially a freshman coming in, and you're asking for a lump sum of millions, and you haven't played it down yet or proven yourself yet, like
yeah, you got to prove first before you can.
You need to prove your worth before you start asking for anything over a good meal, anything over that's really.
Mike McDaniel, everybody.
Yeah. Bobcats by 11.5, baby.
Bobcats by 40. Anyways, moving on to hot topics now.
Oh,
I didn't have anything down for hot topics.
I have a lot. I want to
go off, Sassor. Let's go.
Yeah, I am in the SEC territory of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Okay.
And Tennessee's ranked 15th.
Okay.
And I'm making a bold statement right now saying that looking at their schedule, they're going to be 8-4 this season.
Okay, well, let's go get.
They're probably going to lose to Alabama for sure. Sorry. At home. You know, I don't want to ruffle any feathers, but I feel like that's going to be a tough battle. They also played at Georgia. That's definitely going to be it. I don't know. And then Florida. But I know it's like we always talk about Florida being like kind of but I remember last season.
Florida.
I remember last season they lost to Florida though, and that was an ugly game.
Yeah, that's when they were swinging on each other. So there it is right there.
1 win, 2 win, 3 win, maybe an L. 4 win, 5 win, L. 6 win.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. I'm
L. 8 wins. Yeah, 8 and 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I feel like Oklahoma would probably be a win, but it might be a loss too. I don't know. It's tough to say.
Who's Oklahoma's quarterback this year?
Oh my gosh! I feel like I know
Dylan Gabriel left to go Oregon. So I have no idea who the hell their quarterback is. I'm gonna just Google it.
Let me. I know they did announce it. Let me see. Jackson Arnold. Jackson Arnold.
Bro, is this like the 60s or something?
See, why you gotta do
that? I don't know that name. It just sounds like something from somebody born in the 60s.
What did you just say? Oh, someone born in the 60s.
What do you think I said?
Never mind. Never mind.
Uh,
Never mind. Never mind. But I mean, hey, that's all I got for hot topics.
all right, hot topics. Just some stuff in hockey, but nothing major notes.
Oh, I got something for you for hot topics. Little Bow Wow, big Bow Wow now, about as round as a pig. He decided he was going to try to set a new 40 record. He went out, booked it in a sprint.
Oh, Tyreek.
No, not Tyreek. Bow Wow. He clocked his 6-1 flat.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Tyreek. I know Tyreek got like dinged up or something.
Oh no, yeah, no. Honestly, like I mean, Noah Lyles did respond saying like, "Who's that cheetah guy?" and stuff. I'm like,
Noah Lyles does some of the get. He deserves the hate he gets because he doesn't know when to shut up. Like he's not wrong, but sometimes he just gotta read the room kind of thing.
Some people, he's one of them people that don't know how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, with that being said, folks, I guess we can go ahead and slide on over to Aces because we can bring it back. Aces, and we guess we can get Dolphins too. Aces score prediction for this weekend.
All right, boys. Score prediction time. Step around. Come on, everybody. All right.
What will the score be when
27-9?
Oh. Okay.
I'm gonna say they got a touchdown, missed the extra point, field goal. That or it's 3 field goals. I can see either one. But I don't think Norfolk State gets 10.
Okay. Mr. Sassor.
What is the over-under on the game?
They haven't even released it yet.
Bro, the game is what, Saturday or Sunday, and they haven't released the over-under yet?
Literally. So, Mr. Sassor.
FAMU versus Norfolk State spread.
Hold on.
Here we go. Action Network has it at minus 21.5. Never mind. Don't take that score down. I didn't think the spread would be so big, but give me a second. Let me do some math here. All right, give me FAMU 34, Norfolk State 10. I'll change it to the 34-10.
Oh, okay.
Give FAMU, I believe, an extra touchdown.
Yes.
And also to hit 10.
Okay. So, Mr. Sassor.
I just got to see the spread. I just want to hit the over on the spread for the minus 21.5.
What are we thinking for a final score, Mr. Sassor?
He's thinking. Give him a second.
I'm gonna say 40-14.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 40,
Norfolk.
Yeah.
I'm with it. I follow it.
Yeah.
Not bad. And then also, too, folks, so make sure you tune in, all 54 of you, and then some that were on here tonight. Make sure you come back Saturday at 1 p.m. If it does change, there'll be an update. I'll let you know. But for now, FAMU Norfolk State preview Saturday at 1 p.m. Can't wait. Starting the season off in Atlanta. Looking forward to this.
We made it, guys. We've made it.
We did make it.
I survived the whole episode, too.
What'd you just say?
I said I survived the rest of the episode.
Yeah, you did. But now I gotta do this right here. I gotta do this right here.
I don't even want to know what you're doing.
You don't want to know what I'm doing? I'm going to do this right here. And I'm going to be very happy when this comes to fruition.
Bro, give me MSU. Montana State's going to have 45. New Mexico's going to have 14.
Even better. even freaking better. Okay.
I remember the nickname, and I'm just keeping it in my mouth so I don't say it out loud. Well, that's the thing. Be a friend, tell a friend, like, share, subscribe. We're gonna head out of here.
Definitely. He needs to get out here so he can just have a loud outburst. But yeah, bro, y'all take care. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed. We'll see you in Atlanta next week. But yeah, no, be sure to like. But yeah, leave a comment on the video after we release it. But yeah, be sure to like,
And follow us on Twitter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all take care. Stay safe. Stay blessed. We'll see you in Atlanta. Good night.